Welcome everyone, and thank you for attending the seminar assessing global violent crime, principally homicide. Ik have been asked to lead this session as I, Schweiz, can be trusted to be neutral and honest in all situations. Bankwesen in particular. If you would like to discuss your finances, please see me at the end of the class. Now, we are all concerned about rising crime in our countries. Who would like to guess who has the worst record?
Oh, mon Dieu, he's out of control.
Why do you need an AR-15 anyway? Es ist wahnsinnig. I know, guys, honestly, I don't know how it got so bad. Bitte hinsetzen, America. You are not as bad as you think.
What? Ooh, but I hope it's not me.
Though America has more civilian firearms than people, a unique circumstance for sure, its homicide rate is around 6.6 per 100,000 people. Aside from Canada, Peru, Argentinian, and Paraguay, you actually have the lowest murder rate in the Americas despite your obscene number of guns.
But things have been going terrible recently.
Nein, you are not doing too well in recent years, especially in close cities. Mass shootings in particular are incredibly bad and on a scale which is unique. However, this is not all due to your number of guns. It is also your social problems which feed into them. For example, I have one gun for every 4 people, and yet I have virtually no mass shootings.
That can't be right.
Trust me, I've written 9 studies on it based on available data. Ernsthaft? Yeah, the winters are long and I have nothing else to do. Aside from my special line of cuckoo clocks.
Perhaps this is because Switzerland does not have heavy-handed law enforcement tactics? Or stupid gun laws?
Yes, America's gun laws are varied and do complicate matters. For example, your neighbor, Finland, has a similar number of guns per person to me, including assault weapons like America, but has none of these problems. However, Schweden, those in glass houses should not throw stones. Despite your more gentle approach to law enforcement, your level of violent crime and murder has increased exponentially in the last 10 years.
My homicide rate is only 1.2 per 100,000 people. Very peaceful.
Yet 50% higher than your neighbor, Denmark, in 2020, and like America, you have developed a violent niche in the form of grenade attacks, with 10 reported in the same year.
Well, I suppose we all have our problems, but all is well, right, Denmark? Stay away from me, freak.
Getting back to the topic at hand, the worst for murder in the Americas for large countries is Brazil. No, the favelas are not a characterization of the whole country. In recent years, this is not true. Progressively, in the last decade, your violent crime has become more widespread, fueled by drug cartel expansion. It is so bad that since 2016, you are effectively at war with the cartels and have been listed amongst the top 20 most dangerous countries ever since.
How can you say that? People from all over the world come for my beaches and carnivals.
Maybe, but in 2018 you had over 57,000 homicides compared to America's 22,000 in 2022.
As you said about America, things have got worse in recent years. But hey, everyone enjoyed the 2014 World Cup and the 2016 Olympics.
Yeah.
Both events required major operations by special Polizei units to clear out favelas of crime to make them safe in preparation. These Polizei units are so militarized and free of restraint, they are called the Death Squad on the Straßen. And apparently they are needed. The cartels even shot down one of your helicopters?
And wasn't your pool water green at the Olympics? I'm still not as bad as Mexico.
Over a prolonged period of time, you are not, but in recent years you are very comparable. In fact, Mexico's highest homicide rate for a single year was 36,000. This could be higher if we include disappearances, but statistically, their worst year is not as bad as yours.
I'm not as bad as the gringos say in the media.
Well, you have been waging a drug war since 2006, and again, cartel problems claim tens of thousands of lives per year. In fact, between you and Brazil, your drug wars have killed almost as many people as the US war in Afghanistan between 2001 and 2014.
It's not my fault he likes the coca.
This is true, and while decadent American habits are the clients of the cartels, it seems both you and Brazil suffer from endemic corruption at the government level. The mistrust this generates in your populations consequently creates a lack of social consensus that these criminal organizations are not in your country's best interests. Hence, they continue to thrive, even when in Mexico City there is only one gun shop.
I hear Venezuela is also bad. Getting a lot of them coming my way in recent years.
Yes, when people have nothing to eat, they tend to turn to violence. The problem is far more political, however, and is so extensive he cannot afford to be here today.
I told you folks, we need to build a wall to stop the bad hombres.
Mein Gott, who invited him?
Donald Cockdillo.
He has a large bank account registered with me, so he has a right to be here. But not to focus too much on the Americas, Africa is by far the worst for murders. We won't mention failed states such as Libya, as even the most developed nations have serious problems. Nigeria has a murder rate of 34.5 per 100,000, and this is with the data that is available. Due to the general lawlessness of the slums, it is likely higher.
Yeah, makes me look good.
Sadly, South Africa, you are not far behind, with a rate of 33.5 per 100,000 in 2020, some 19,846 homicides in total.
So, less deaths than America.
Given he has less than a sixth of the population, not at all.
Joburg is the murder capital of the world, my blue. Just delivering iPhones to the shop needs armed security, like to bank heist levels.
Oh yeah, I saw that on the YouTube. Great skills by the driver. Es war cool. Entschuldigung. Continue.
But it seemed so nice when I last visited.
The good times all over, my friend. Since the late 2000s, it's been a kill pit. Tessa Leeson were always the mercenaries in the movies. The good news is we can make big money exporting our services to the rest of the continent.
Sadly, all this is true. Indeed, during the 2021 riots, in which 354 were killed, so lawless did the Strassen become, that private security personnel became more effective at protecting business than law enforcement.
If you ever need an armed escort though, you know who to call, yeah?
Actually, can we talk after the meeting? The ex-Mossad guards I hire here are asking for another pay rise.
Sure. Can we stick to the point? Why is it so bad in Africa?
Corruption at all levels of society. Also, unlike Latin America, lack of funds to adequately train law enforcement. Consequently, things are only getting worse. And speaking of which, South Africa, I think we really need to talk about your financial expenses.
So, if Sweden gets its grenades under control, Europe is doing well.
For murder specifically, yes. It is no surprise though the continent's biggest country has the highest rate per 100,000 of 7, which is Rusland.
Niet, you have been misled by Western propaganda.
You cannot ignore it is high, and also trusting your police force to handle the matter is less than 50%.
I cannot disclose classified state information.
A cannibal couple in 2017 were arrested for killing and eating over 30 people.
I have a drinking problem.
Who? What about the rest of the world?
The Middle East is hard to measure based on the overlap between conflict and murder, though Pakistan seems to be the worst. Asia is generally good.
China is stealing our economy.
Someone shut him up!
You're so rude. So rude. Wait until I turn the gas off, then you'll shut up.
Bitter, can we keep to the topic at hand? If you do not wish to be murdered, I would recommend Japan. The murder rate is only a fourth of the average European country. The anime, though creepy, seems to be effective. So, who is actually the worst? It fluctuates, but aside from failed states, it is normally small Central American countries and Caribbean islands.
So why the hell aren't we talking about them?
They're into offshore banking and don't pay my rates, so I didn't invite them. So, for the major countries, please see the following lineup. Now be gone with you all. Time is money.